With the latest capital project nearing completion, a new chapter in the long and storied history of the school building at 3338 Main Street continues to be written. A history that began with the construction of the academy in 1825, the first of its kind in Oswego County. According to Mexico historian Bonnie Shumway, that first building was born after 19 country schools were centralized into Mexico Academy. A second building would be constructed in 1836 to accommodate a growing population. The original buildings proved to be far too small and gave rise to a new building in 1858.
Some of them, if their parents could afford it, send them to high school. And Mexico, then with this first academy that they had in 1826, was the first academy in Oswego County. No one else had one. It was 3 years later, before there was one in Oswego, I think, and Fulton, they had one later, but Mexico was the first. So if you had boys and you lived in Pulaski and they wanted them to get a high school education, which really was more equivalent to a college education, they came to Mexico. So part of the academy was for boarding, where the boys could stay all night. They could live there. They could live in the village, but you had to pay tuition. Your parents had to pay $3 a year, which was a lot of money, but they saved up for it. So.
Much like today, the academy became the central place in the district and was a great source of pride for the community residents.
It was a part of the community. Everything they did together. If the community wanted a program, they did it at the school, and if the school wanted a program, they got the community to help them.
Before the building became a public school, it housed military students. In 1896, the school would become strictly public.
In 1894, Colonel Richards was from the Civil War, and you could lease the academy. This was before it was a public school. You still had to pay to go there. And Colonel Richards had a military academy. And they had uniforms. They did formal drill. The ladies, of course, could go to the high school, but they were not in uniform or anything like that.
A new building would be under construction in 1936 when a fire decimated the building, forcing students to relocate to several settings throughout the village.
No, there had been a ball game the night before, and they think it started in the athletic area, but what happened there, they aren't sure.
The 1936 fire would lead to the construction of the building that continues to stand today, thanks in large part to a post-depression federal program aimed at getting people back to work.
They were real masons. They were real bricklayers that came. They weren't just someone who dug ditches, but these were real professional masons, professional carpenters, professional people who worked with the marble.
The building would remain largely intact until 1987, when a major capital project once again was set to meet the needs of a growing student body. A new gymnasium, pool, library, classrooms, and cafeteria were built over the course of a 2-year period. And while buildings have come and gone, and have been renovated and added onto, one thing has remained constant.
In 1896 was when it became a public academy, a public school, and they wanted to call it Mexico High School. And the people said, oh no, it's an academy. So, and we still keep it. It's still officially Mexico Academy and Central School. It still is. The state likes to call it Mexico Central School, but that's not the right name. It's Mexico Academy. So that...
For Ian Roach, this is Eye on the Tigers.